So they had the pink rose and they had a red camellia. Like, is that a person in the bushes? Hi there, it's me, Camilla Rose, and welcome back to another 185 Insane video. Thanks for watching. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that like, hit the subscribe so you can come back for all of my updates, because we only have like 4 weeks left, maybe 5, I think. So if you want to see how my Changing My Life in 6 Months saga ends, go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up to date, and to see what our plans are for 2026 and what we're doing after 185 Insane ends. Now, as you all know, that means it's time for a vlog. So let's hit that vlog footage. Happy Sunday. I should be washing my hair, but I don't think I am. So we're gonna see when that gets done during the week. I am very tired, but not in a super bad way. Just looking forward to my days off. Today is a chill day. We love that for me. I only have to go and read tarot. 12 to 5 probably is what I'll end up doing, although I always say I'm staying 12 to 6, but when the day gets busy, I have a lot of readings, or like even, okay, if it's busy, then I take off at 5 because it's been busy. If it's slow, then I take off at 5 because it's been slow. But I like to have the option, you know, if somebody pops up around like 5 o'clock and it's been a slow day, then I'm like, yeah, let me grab them, let me do a reading. But anyways, so that's what I'm doing. I'm about to make breakfast. I have already done my journaling. I focused on sleep hygiene this morning while I was journaling. And I really want to make myself maybe a little graphic to follow, because as you all know, my focus for this last 6 weeks, can you believe it? We are in the last, and honestly, this is the last 5 weeks, because last week was week 21 and this is week 22. So there's only 5 weeks left, which feels crazy. It feels insane to be like 6 weeks ago, 6 weeks, 25 weeks ago, I started this. And even taking note of how it has changed and adjusted over time has been really interesting. I was just updating my Excel sheets where I track all of this. And we're making our protein chocolate drink for the morning with I have some collagen, so that's good protein. Just knowing where I started, seeing where I am now is so amazing to me, because I started off with 7 categories. Writing, 1K a day. Walking, it was supposed to be 10K steps, but then I realized that was unrealistic for me because I'm not going to track my steps. No socials before 9, no socials after 9, so that's 4. So there were 3 more. I know it wasn't sleep. Posting 3 pieces of content and reading. Now I have categories. I have a writing category, financials, professional, personal, health, and spiritual. So I have, it looks like 8 categories from what used to just be 7 sections that I was following. But it feels, now I feel like I'm actually making progress towards all of my goals, because I actually can sit down and see them. I actually know what I'm doing throughout the day, because I used to tell myself I was doing so much. I'm doing so much work. I'm putting so much effort. I'm not seeing the outcome of this effort, only to realize that mentally I think I was doing this, but in all actuality, I really wasn't. Like, I really wasn't putting in a lot of time and effort like I thought I was. So it was really a wake-up call. And so that's why I really recommend, you don't have to do any type of challenge or anything like that unless you want to. But I do think that actually knowing, tracking, and seeing where do you actually put your time and energy, I think that's everything. Like, I think we tell ourselves stories about things, and those stories do not be accurate. And because there's a story we're telling ourselves, we don't really have evidence to counteract that unless we spend that time raising our awareness. And I think that that's the most valuable thing around just being aware of where your time actually goes, is in the raising your awareness of what you're actually doing, so that you can assess whether that is in alignment with what you're really wanting to achieve and where you want your time to go. And then if it's not, then you switch it up, you change it up, and you adjust it so that your time is actually going where you want it to go. And then after that, I don't think you have to be tracking your habits and all those things forever. I think that it's one of those things that you could do like for a month, for a week even, and get valuable information, valuable data around what you actually do that can serve you really well going forward. I don't think that we should be obsessed with productivity, but I do think that we all have things we want and all have things we want to do. And that if we find a gap between what we want and what we want to do, and then what's actually happening in our lives, I think we owe it to ourselves to figure out how to bridge the gap. And I find that tracking, having an awareness of your actual behaviors, is a fantastic way to actually know what needs to change in order to bridge the gap. And I think one of the other most valuable things that you'll find in this is that sometimes we tell ourselves we want something, and then when it comes down to what it actually would take to do it, we don't actually want it. Or we do it, we realize we're not super into it and we don't really care about it, and then we realize we need to reassess and find something else. Like, we can move on. I believe it's good to challenge ourselves to actually try to make it happen and to see, do we actually want that? Are we actually interested in that? And I think sometimes we have to be really mindful around that. It's 8 minutes. I'm about to stop talking because there are some things you cannot come back from. Children being the main one. You can get out of a housing contract. You can get a divorce. There are many things we can commit to and then be like, oops, actually, never mind. I'm not interested in that. The children, you really can't come back from that. So I think that there are some things we have to spend a lot of time and energy and effort thinking about our level of commitment. What do we actually want? Testing it out, trying it out, seeing if that's something we're actually interested in. Figuring out if it is or if it isn't, and if it isn't, then allowing ourselves to explore and figure out what it is we do actually want. Choosing something different. So anyways, off my soapbox, I'm going to go record my video for week 21. I'm going to go and do my writing, do a walk, get ready, go in, read tarot, chill out probably for the rest of the afternoon, maybe do some other work, and then that'll be the end of my Sunday. So I'll probably check in a little bit. Bye. Good morning. How's it going? You can't see me. Here I am. Now I'm in focus. Hi, it's me, Camila Rose. Good morning. Happy Monday. So we have finished our 1 mile run, 3 mile walk. Now I'm cooking up my protein bagel. Here comes my cat. I'm gonna go take a bath. I'm gonna go ahead and take my bath. I have already done my journaling, my 1K words, sound bath, tuning forks, vitamins, posted on socials. Your girl is checking. But you all know this is how this usually goes on Mondays. Now that I'm paying more attention to my vlogs and stuff, I'm seeing my patterns. So yeah, the only thing I really need to do now is I'm gonna eat, read, chill out for the rest of the day. Usually I try to go somewhere, but I'm not going anywhere today. I think I'm gonna go somewhere tomorrow. We're about to have some storms coming in on Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday, maybe a little Friday morning. So I'm gonna try to be out and about for a bit, really get in some good sun, and then just chill out. So happy Monday. Hi, it's me, Camila Rose. I'm checking in. It's the end of the night. I've taken my bath. I spent most of the afternoon working on stuff for the business. I had a little download while I was on my walk, so I haven't put that into place yet, but I had 2 other projects I wanted to get out beforehand. So I have already shared that I'm doing a free event. It's going to be virtual, December 12th at 12 o'clock, and we are going to be talking about all things Venus for 2026. I'm super duper excited. I love Venus. There's some super cool stuff happening in January. We have 2 major conjunctions, technically major conjunctions between Venus and the Sun happening in 2026. This happens roughly about every 4 years. And so this time it's happening in Capricorn. So we have a Venus Sun conjunction in Capricorn. We have a Venus Mars conjunction in Capricorn. And then we have a Mars Sun conjunction in Capricorn. It's going to be so good, so yummy, so delicious. So I want to make sure everybody's prepared. So I put together a free event to offer for everybody. And then I'll have the link to register in the description. And you can also find the link and all the info to register all on my socials. Like, it's gonna be everywhere on my socials, and I'm gonna share it every single freaking day. And that's what I'm gonna be talking about as we prep for my larger offering coming in 2026, which is going to be the Venus Intensive, where we are going to do Venus retrograde stuff. I gotta just go check the dates. I gotta make sure the dates are right, but I will work on that in a little bit. So I'm feeling great. This is it for the night for me. It is 6 o'clock, so we're about to chill out, play, watch some movies, go to bed. So I will see you all tomorrow. Good morning. First time y'all are seeing me. First time y'all are seeing me because I've been around. But you did see me make my morning tea and my chocolate drink, so yay for that. Finished my walk. I did a long walk today, but I only did 5 miles. I've been, as you all know, very tired. I'm having some peanut butter because I feel lazy and I don't feel like cooking. Oh, but I woke up, I was starving this morning. So I made myself some eggs. I made eggs with the spinach and the cheese. I had my protein, hot chocolate. I drank my tea, felt much better, went on my walk, finished my 1K words, responded to some emails, did my journaling, tuning forks, took my vitamins. So now the only thing I really need to do, I need to do some weights. And I need to record a video, start editing a video. And that's about it for the day. So I'm about to actually head to the store. I'm going to go to Grapevine to see if I can find something that I want for my products. Then I'm going to go to the Books A Million that's in the Grapevine Mall and see if there's anything I want, because my bestie got me a gift card for my birthday. And then I'm going to go to maybe I might go to the coffee shop, but I might just come home so I can record and stuff. But anyways, I'm going to finish up my peanut butter and then head out. It is 10:46. So yay me, I'm doing really good on time. All right, so we are finished with the day. My cat is having him a moment. I don't know what his problem is. So I did successfully get the spices that I wanted from the store. Then I went to Books A Million so that I could use my gift card that I got for my birthday from my best friend. And look what they had. Is this not the cutest? So they had the pink rose and they had a red camellia. Now, you know, I had to get the camellia because my name is Camila, and it was appropriate. And then pink and green are my brand colors, so of course I had to get something in pink. So we got that. Then I went to, I guess Grapevine is like a outlet mall. Went to the Macy's outlet and I got these cute little Nine West indoor outdoor shoes. Now here's the thing. I need to try these on because I was not paying super attention. And I noticed when I was already in the line and didn't feel like going back, but these are a size 11-12. I am not an 11-12. I need to see how big these are. Okay, I feel like they fit perfectly. These are gonna be for, are these not the cutest? Look how cute this is. These are gonna be for when it's cold and I have to go teach my yoga classes, because I was just freaking out. I teach in the mornings on Saturdays, and I usually just like throw my feet into my flip-flops and go. Oh, it'll be fine. And then I was like, oh my gosh, no it won't, because once it gets cold, I'm not gonna be able to just throw on flip-flops and go. I'm gonna look crazy. But now I have these cute little squishies. Look how cute they are, and they have the soles so you can wear them outside, and these are gonna be my winter shoes. I was able to get these different spices. They're cheddars. So we have a Romano. Let's give it a taste. You know, those like cheese crackers that you get? This is the feta. I feel like the cheddar and the Romano, I'm gonna try them out separately. I'm gonna mix them together, and I might even throw in maybe some like chili powder to see if I can get like a spicy mix with it. I have ideas, but I'm excited about that. So that's good to go. And then my last thing, because we're taking long enough, is I needed food. I knew I was not going to cook, so I went ahead and just grabbed, I went to Whole Foods, as you can see. I'm gonna try out this blueberry lavender, their brand of a kombucha. And then I got the peach passion fruit. I don't know what either of these are gonna taste like, so we're just gonna try these out. And then I got, because of course, I always miss their lunchtime. So what we got was a salad. I made myself a salad from the sad little remains that they had. I'm definitely eating that because I realized I was in one of my moods today, which means I don't want to eat anything because everything smells gross and feels like it's going to taste gross and makes me feel nauseous. So, very dry. That's good. And I have croutons, so I'm just gonna make it because I just got the salad. I didn't get any of the other stuff to go with it. So yeah, that's it. So how are we gonna end our day? I'm gonna record a video for my Bliss Institute channel, so go ahead and follow that one. It's gonna be a new moon and Scorpio video. And then probably some card pulls, and then I'm gonna transfer over some video footage, and then that'll probably be it. I'm gonna eat, take a shower, so I'm all nice and cleaned up and everything, but I know I need to eat now. And then we're gonna end the night working on one of these, which I'm super excited about. So that might be it for Tuesday. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, good evening. It is I, Camila Rose. It is Wednesday. This is my first time stopping and talking to you all. I have to be real honest with you. I got taken over by the writing bug this morning, and I was writing. I didn't get a lot of words done, but I did a lot of rearranging and editing of my Venus book that I'm working on. Then I went on my run. I forced myself to stop and went on my run. Then I came home and I was in the bathtub legitimately for like 2.5 hours, almost 3. Doing a lot of posting, doing a lot of editing, just like doing stuff while in the bathtub, doing a little bit of scrolling. Then I was like, you gotta get out of this bathtub. You need to go eat. I think I told you I'm on one of my weird weeks where nothing tastes good, everything makes me feel nauseous, and now I'm heading towards my period. But I'm like, you gotta eat, so I'm making myself some eggs because it's easy and it's here. Yeah, and then we're gonna do some editing. We're gonna work on our videos. So that's kind of the plan for the day. It's kind of a chill day, not too much going on. Prepping for tomorrow. We're supposed to get those storms, but it looks like now we're gonna have a little bit of a break in the morning, which will be great, because then I can go for my walk outside in the morning before it really starts to come down that afternoon. So that worked out really well for me in my workout schedule. So I'm okay with it. But anyways, so that's the plan. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna go edit, and that'll be it. So maybe I'll see y'all, maybe I won't. If I don't see you, then I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I had to make a comeback because, y'all, I made some grits. I put some garlic salt, oregano. There's some spinach in there, mozzarella cheese, some cumin. These grits are so good. I'm about to eat this too. I am just realizing that I haven't said anything to you all today. I have been, I don't know. So yesterday I finished editing and scheduling my vlog for week 21. And I felt so surprised because usually I am struggling on Thursday afternoon to get this done. And I finished mine on Wednesday. So I was just like, and at like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I think, on Wednesday. So it wasn't even the end of the day yet. I could just go and chill. And so today I've been reading, I've been writing, I posted stuff for the new moon, I went on my walk. It is raining. It is a wildly raining day today in North Texas. And I just feel great. And so I was like, let me come and check in because I'm about to leave to go read tarot. And yeah, we'll see if we have anybody at Sound Bath tonight because it is raining and it is supposed to be storming. Tonight is when it's going to storm. So everybody might want to just head home, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Safety first, always. But yeah, I'm kind of chilling. I think I'm going to change this necklace though. I have a necklace that's a little less, this one's kind of green. I have one that's a little bit more pink that I think would be more appropriate to. I am working on a new business framework, and I'm super excited about that, and I think it might be my word of the year. Good morning. It is, what is it, Saturday, so you all know what that means. On my walk, it was freezing outside this morning. I had on sweatpants, and I teach a hot yoga class, and I cannot wear sweatpants to a hot yoga class. Also, remember when I bought those fluffy shoes, and I was like, I'm gonna need them for when it gets cold. Guess who's gonna be able to wear her fluffy shoes today? Because she was smart and she bought them when she needed them. Oh, I feel so happy about that. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of get through the day. We've already met our writing goal for the week, but I haven't written it all for the day. So we'll see how that ends up going. And then I've taken my vitamins. I did that this morning. I've taken my vitamins, I did my journaling, I did my ancestors, I did my tuning forks. Like, I was really just like, you got a lot of stuff you got to get done today, Camila, so you need to be on it. You need to be on it, you need to be present, you need to be aware, and I have a story to tell you all. I don't know when I'm going to actually be able to get to it. Maybe when I get back from yoga, but yesterday, I was on my walk. I might be able to tell a very abridged version. Yesterday I was on my walk or my run, And as I was doing my run, I was coming around the corner, and this was on my second lap around. So I'd already been around once. But on the second lap, I was like, there's a lake, and then there are bushes, and there's like, you know, grass and stuff, you know, around the lake. And in one of them, as I'm walking, I'm like, is that a person in the bushes? And I'm like, no, there's no way. Like, because why would a person be in the bushes, right? Like, that's not a thing. People are not trying to hang out in the bushes. Now, mind you, if I was in the city, I would not think anything of a person in the bushes, because I would know that there are unhoused people, you know, and they're doing their thing. But I'm in the suburbs, and it is very unusual to see something like that. So I was like, the first time I saw it, I said, I'm just tripping. I'm probably seeing things. You know, it's probably like a log or something, and I am misconstruing the situation. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna double check when I go around the second time. So I'm finishing up my run. It's my last lap around. And I'm taking a good look at it, and I'm like, no, that is a person. That is a leg. They don't have any shoes on. Those are their arms. And I was also looking to see, okay, well, while I'm, you know, here watching, let me see if anybody else notices. Like, let me see if anybody else is like, is that a person? And I watched all these people walk by. Now, mind you, they were kind of hidden, because like I said, it wasn't until my second time around that I saw them. But like, you could see it was a person. Like, I was like, this is obviously a person in here. Obvious to me, clearly not obvious to anybody else. So on the second time around, so I wasn't sure if they were sleeping. I wasn't sure if somebody had dumped them there, because it kind of looked like that. I was not sure if they were conscious or alive. And so that was the reason why I didn't myself go over there and check it out, because I was just like, I don't know what the situation is, and I'm not trying to put myself in that kind of situation. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but I said, I'm gonna call for assistance. And I call 911, you know, it gets filtered through the county. And I'm like, I don't know if it's an emergency or not, but someone probably needs to come check on this person and see what's going on here. And so then I was leaving, and I was like, was I being crazy? Was there somebody actually there? Should I have just been like, yo, it's fine? And then I was like, no, you need to call in. And the cops called back, and they were like, hey. And I didn't want to really, like, calling 911 in that situation was not the thing I wanted to do first, because I know that that can be sometimes unsafe, particularly for someone who maybe is unhoused. But I was like, I don't know what other options are available right now. So when they called, they were like, where's the person? Because it was hard to see them, which was making me think, like, I don't know if they put themselves there or if somebody else put them there. And so I explained to them exactly where they were, and then I heard the sirens and everything else. I'd already come home, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna go see, because I was like, I feel bad if I did, you know, maybe waste these people's resources and time. But they had someone on the bench, and they were talking to them, and it was a significant moment for me, if only because I have often been that person who's like, oh, somebody else will deal with it, or somebody else, like, you know, or I'll tell somebody and then like let them deal with it after I tell somebody about what I've seen. It was the first time I really was like, I'm gonna do something myself. Like, I'm the person who needs to do it, because like, you're waiting for somebody to come along and do something. That somebody is you. So I was like, you need to be someone who does something. And I just really was worried about the person. I was really worried about if they were alive or not alive. And I didn't want to cause a scene, and if they were conscious and, you know, make them uncomfortable. So it seemed like they were getting the help that they needed. They had a blanket around them, and they were conscious because they were able to be sitting at the bench. So that was just a really interesting moment. And I'll talk more about why later, because I don't want to be late. Bye, y'all. right, so thanks for watching the vlog. Again, if you would like to watch more and you'd like to see what we're going to do after we're finished with our 185 Insane, remember to hit that subscribe button so you can get all of the updates and keep following along on my journey. Let's get into this week's tracking. So, as you all know, this is a writing challenge. So we write here. Now, I have my first task of writing 1K a day. I only wrote 5 out of 7 days. I finished one of my major parts of my project, and I started some reorganizing and going through other parts. But I just found myself getting to this point where I just I wanted a little break. And the reason why I wanted a little break is because of my numbers. So for week 22, I wrote 1,994 words on Sunday. I wrote 1,057 words on Monday, 1,344 words on Tuesday, 1,663 words on Wednesday. I only wrote 293 words on Thursday. I wrote 1,214 words on Friday, and then I wrote 0 words on Saturday, for a total of 7,565 words total for the week. So as you can see, I had 2 days where I didn't meet my 1K goal, but I wrote so much that week. And like I said, I was just super into it. Like the words were flowing, the vibes were going. It was just a really good writing week for me. And although I didn't meet my 1K a day goal, I did end up still meeting my 7,000 words per week. And I worked on that Venus intensive for 6 out of the 7 days. Now, let's look at professional. I posted my 3 pieces of content every day. I did my work 2 hours every day. I fell off when it came to the sending the emails or doing the outreach, the drop-offs, attending events. This past week, I was just in writing mode, and I had a lot of things I was trying to wrap up. It was a pretty busy work week, and as you all know, I have reflected and have determined that once I have a busy work week, I usually fall off in some of those other habits, but we are still working on those. Then for my finances, my goodness, have I really improved on that. That last week, I checked and updated my finances every single day that week. That is a full 360. Now, have I kept up with it this week? Not so much, but I did really good last week. All right, so for health, we have walk 4 miles 5 times a week. I met that goal. For my running, I did those for my 3 days. For my weight training, I only did 1, although I have 2 written on here. For Stanley's, which, the weight training has just been a kerfluffle, and it just continues to be a kerfluffle. For Stanley's, I did that 7 out of 7. Vitamins, I took my vitamins every day. I didn't do any yoga that week or take a yoga class. I teach yoga every week. And then for sleep, by 10:30, I did that for 5 out of the 7 days, which is pretty good because I only did 4 the week before and I did 2 the week before that. So I've been slowly, steadily increasing. Now, for this past week that's coming, it's going to be a little bit of a different story, but we're doing pretty good for that last week. Personal, I did a long walk. I did 5 miles. For no socials before 9, I did that 7 out of 7, as well as after 9, 7 out of 7. I only read for 3 days. I don't know why, but I've been in a little bit of a reading slump. I think I'm trying to figure out what I would like to read. I finished up a lot of books. I kind of read through a couple of different ones. My Kindle Unlimited, I haven't really seen anything I'm super into. I do have 2 books that I think I'd like to pick up, but I'm going to go on a little search to see if I can find them used at the half-price bookstores around DFW. So we might pick up some things to read. Let's see. Also, because I have been going to bed on time that week, I fell off when it came to my reading, because I usually would stay up kind of late and read, but I was go to bed. So it just really wasn't working out last week. Then we have for my play, I did play 2 times that week. I went out on Saturday, met up with a friend. We hung out at the romance bookstore in Denton, The Plot Twist. Had a great time. It was super fun getting to hang out together. And then on Wednesday, I put together one of my birthday presents, which was this little kind of paper pink rose. It's so cute, and I'm pretty sure it might be inside of the vlog.
Then we have for spiritual goals, I did tuning forks 6 out of 7 days, ancestors 7 out of 7, and meditated 7 out of 7. And I also met my bath goal of 3 times a week. So overall, I did pretty well. I kind of like the same spaces I've had issues with. I still have issues with. Definitely improved on my sleep schedule, and I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like this is kind of my rhythm now. So there really are like the big habit changes that I'm going to have to make as I move from this 185 insane into 2026. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful week. This will be coming out for the week of Thanksgiving in the US. So if you are spending time with friends and family, I send you the warmest of wishes and love and appreciation. And I hope that you have a wonderful, great week. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.